I think that the conference was really a successful one since it gathered a lot of participants, either from the Arab region or the European region. It was an opportunity for us to come up with proposals, with projects, with outcomes, and the most important of that is that the project is going to be implemented with the help of the youth. So the contribution and the ownership of the project is one of the main outcomes that we are looking for, either as facilitators, organizers, or as well as participants.
If we want to change the world, we have to start from ourselves, and I think that this conference helped lots of people become better persons.
The most important thing for me in this conference was that I was able to meet lots of new people with lots of perspectives, and I've gained a lot of knowledge about the facilitation itself.
The conference was very fruitful in the sense that there was a lot of sharing experiences between participants coming from both European countries and Arab countries, and I think we have learned a great deal about different issues related to development, migration, and youth, from migration to social exclusion and integration. And I think the cultural exchange that we had and the learning experience that we had, we'll export it back to our countries and share it with other several youth organizations.
Different and all equal in this sense, the role of facilitator and the trainer in the youth work is essential because it's providing some kind of transition and some kind of managed of knowledge. So it's providing kind of background where people has activities and trainings where they can learn. And then, after all, coming to their local realities, put in the practice.
You written in the paper the number of the case and what you are doing in this session. Some of you will be facilitators, some will be participants, some will have a special role to do, some will just participate in it or react to it. Just keep the paper.
The purpose of every training is personal development.
Disagree? For who? For the trainer or for the trainer?
Today we've been talking about the role of facilitator and trainer, and we've continued the day to discuss a bit more in details and in depth the issue of conflict and conflict transformation and conflict resolution if possible. We have had different theories and different pointers for the facilitators and for the participants. But then at the moment we are working on situations, on simulations and situations where people can find a way to see how they interact with the participants. I think it was a different and difficult day for many participants because it's the first time that they are working on that. But I think it was an important day because there were many issues that were brought up and many ideas and thoughts on how different situations can be resolved and looked at from different perspectives, especially considering the intercultural dimension of the group.
We are in that plenary, and it happened what happened. So,
and they say it's the participants who are taking sides. It's not the trainers.
Of course.
Okay, okay.
The participants are divided. Okay. Some are with Nadia, and some are with the guys.
And
some others are
annoyed because they would like the course to be carried out.
Okay.
The boys which are blamed, in fact, it's their fault, but they're blamed. Then the girl because she wants to go out the training, and then the people of the training because they're afraid of the end of the training.
Maybe we should start with the girl.
Mm-hmm. and she's the only one threatening to leave.
Yes.
So maybe she's the most urgent.
And she's also the more affected.
Yeah.
What we want for this conference, what we want for this Euro-Arab Youth Conference, is that make a place for European and Arab youth, young people, young leaders of the organization to meet, to have the opportunity to speak together, to exchange, and to reflect on what is the future of the region.
Our expectation is to build, as I told yesterday in the opening ceremony, a bridge between two continents. This is why now we are in Tunis, and tomorrow we will be in Sicily. What we expect for the conference are some proposals from the youth participants, because one of the follow-up of the project is to build a Euro-Mediterranean Center for Youth in Sicily.
Between education of diversity and education for diversity, I do prefer education for diversity, because for me it speaks about the fact that we have diversity in our societies, but we need to be made aware of its importance, need to be made aware of its composition, and we need to be made aware of the difficulties that some of the components of that diversity, be it because of their color of skin, their origin, their religion, their gender, have particular difficulties and face specific forms of discrimination. Education of diversity is like if we say, we have to educate that diversity. And we all need education. This is an education that concerns everyone. It is our responsibility also to look at society, I think, with new eyes.
Che vadano a, diciamo, sostenere i diritti dei connazionali, quindi dei cittadini di quel paese, a scapito della parità di trattamento dei cittadini degli altri paesi. All'interno di questo panorama, diciamo, di discriminazione c'è anche una gerarchia.
We never know which is the real population. When we do, let's say, a research on migration, most of the time we know there are some clandestine, not regular migrants, undocumented migrants, whatever you want. I mean, the names are completely different.
Maintenant, cette occasion-là, là où on est, c'est-à-dire la rencontre de la jeunesse euro-arabe qui se répète chaque année, et cette année se fait d'une manière originale, unique et vraiment très prometteuse, dans le sens que cette rencontre se fait en même temps, aussi bien dans le sud de la Méditerranée, en Tunisie en l'occurrence, et dans le nord de la Tunisie, à Ragusa, en Sicile, en Italie, mais aussi en continuité sur le bateau qui a ramené cette jeunesse-là, presque 120 jeunes de 47 pays européens et arabes, qui se sont rencontrés de l'autre côté, et sur le bateau, ils ont continué cette rencontre, cet échange, ce dialogue.
It's very important to underline that this event is not just a one-off thing, but that actually is coming from a larger process. In 2007, two young Europeans representing the European Youth Forum traveled to Egypt at the first Arab Youth Forum and laid the basis for a cooperation that then led the year after to 60 young people coming to Amman in Jordan for the first experiment of the Euro-Arab coordination meeting of youth organizations. This leading to a bigger event last year in 2009 in Asila in Morocco, where a larger forum gathering both Europeans and Arab young people discussed about migration in the context of Euro-Arab cooperation.
Vi ospitiamo nella città più bella del mondo.
L'obiettivo principale di questa conferenza di giovani euro-arabi era quello di riuscire a mettere le basi per un percorso da portare avanti nei prossimi anni in modo estremamente concreto rispetto agli incontri degli ultimi 3 anni che abbiamo avuto con il Consiglio d'Europa, la Lega Araba e lo European Youth Forum. penso che alla fine di questi giorni qui a Ragusa, al di là dell'esperienza umana molto bella che tutti i partecipanti hanno fatto, penso che questo risultato politico sia stato raggiunto. Il documento di Ragusa, la Ragusa Declaration, che segue diciamo, il documento di Assilà, mette dei punti molto chiavi che hanno secondo noi anche un risvolto possibilmente concreto sia nelle azioni che porteranno avanti i partecipanti alla conferenza come rappresentanti dei rispettivi consigli nazionali della gioventù e come rappresentanti delle rispettive organizzazioni di cui fanno parte, ma soprattutto anche nei confronti delle istituzioni. I punti che noi poniamo, parliamo di diritti umani, parliamo di giovani migranti come risorsa per lo sviluppo nel paese in cui risiedono e nel paese ovviamente di origine, sono punti che noi chiediamo che le istituzioni possano empower, appunto come si usa dire e come è giusto dire in un contesto europeo, sempre di più e sempre più in modo strutturato rispetto alle richieste che i giovani italiani, come Forum Nazionale dei Giovani e la conferenza Mare Nostrum richiede.
Siamo orgogliosi di aver ospitato questo forum dei giovani euro-arabo, che è un po' una sintesi di quello che dovrebbe essere il colloquio continuo, il dialogo continuo che dovrebbe esserci fra le nostre nazioni.
2010 Ragusa in Tunis. This is not just a more ambitious event. It is an important step in order to have a concrete discussion about, on one side, a topic, migration, that affects young people both in the Arab and in the European region, but as well to pursue the goal that has been the overall aim of the world process, which was the capacity building of young Europeans and young Arabs to cooperate together within youth organizations in order to strengthen them as actors in this cooperation.
I think it was such a nice experience. As a person coming from Western Balkans, I had the feeling that this level of cooperation between European and Arab countries has to be increased.
So far that it has been a wonderful experience. I have networked with a lot of persons from the Arab world. I can assure you that now we are friends, and for the moment we will start to make up some projects in order to somehow to put into practice what it is written in this declaration, because in that declaration there are only words, but we need some action.
During our stay in Ragusa, we worked a lot on the declaration, which I think, in my opinion, will be very fruitful.
It's a good of participations, and it's how to integrate all of us together in one team at the end of this all conference.
I learned from this.